We need to train believers to get to a point where they become vocally unashamed about letting the world know where their wealth came from. It came from Jesus. All blessings come from God. Next time you go to your house and you see an award hanging there, next time you receive an alert, next time you look at yourself and you see that you are in a big house, a big mansion, please do not allow naysayers alongside sycophants flatter you into believing that it was a making of your own. Rule number one, if you want to do financial business with God, you have to understand that all blessings come from God and belong to him. So if someone calls you and says, CEO, we are waiting for you, and you say, I'm talking to God, if he dare says you are wasting time, educate him and say, before, when I was at the backside of the mountain, when nobody knew me, this same hand that picked me is the same hand I remain loyal to, even in the midst of the plenty. Can I tell you this? We live in a world that will bully you into looking stupid for loving God in the presence of wealth. You are in a place and your phone rings and it's a worship song, you quickly off it because you are embarrassed. You don't want to fall your hand. All blessings come from God and belong to him. So if God says transfer $5,000, transfer 1 million naira, you don't sit down binding and casting the voice, acting as if you don't know it's God, because it belongs to him. This was the mistake of the rich fool. He forgot that he was only steward. In this kingdom, owners are rebels. We are not given ownership. Now, of course, I know you say ownership to mean responsibility. You are right. So that you don't insult anyone you hear saying we are owners. I'm giving us a word of caution now. You will hear people in the finance say, oh, you are an owner. Understand what they mean. Within the context of what I'm teaching, everything God gives you belongs to him. Parents, repent from telling children, this is my thing, this is my house. Let me tell you, there is a burden that owners have that you don't have the power to carry. Owners must maintain the well-being of everything that is their own. When God becomes owner, he also becomes Abba, protector, source, defender. This is why we have a lot of balloon success. People go up and come down because they do not know that there is only one called Abba. All blessings come from God and belong to God. Please, when you are teaching people about wealth, don't just jump to business. You see, we've not even spoken about business. Leave that one. We've not even spoken about a job or any of these things. This is the belief system is what must be corrected first. So as I go to work, the moment I receive my salary or my business makes profit or whatever it is, I am conscious of the fact that what has come to me now is from God and belongs to God. The kingdom is founded on laws, not superstition. This is where Africa keeps getting cheated. Does God perform miracles? I believe that absolutely. Does God perform financial miracles? Absolutely. But he has set in motion a principle and tied it to the earth. It will not change. Absolute surrender. The law of the tithe, the law of open heavens, the law of giving, and you release this tree. Favor comes for you. Wisdom comes for you. The blessing that is already upon you is activated through your obedience to these laws. And all of a sudden, financial resources begin to come to you. One man coming as sent by God can hold your hands, and you can climb a ladder that took people 10 years, literally in one day. It took 430 years to be in captivity. But ladies and gentlemen, it did not even take up to one day. That night could not the king sleep. And then he drove them out and gave them gold and gave them silver and gave them everything. They left with joy and honor and dignity. How about Mordecai? That night could not King Ahasuerus sleep. And he said, bring me the chronicles. When they opened it, who is in the chamber there? and it was that beast called Haman. He said, what should be done to such a man? And Haman thought he was himself, so he gave the best recommendation. God knows how to lift you. Yours is to trust him and just to obey.